Alright, you know what? I've tried edits, I've tried these yapping videos, I've tried guides, and it wasn't really performing well lately, so I want to try something a little new. Let's do a little story time. So, a year ago, I saw a post, an Instagram post saying Sega Atlus Festival, Jakarta, Indonesia. And I was hooked, and I quickly shared it to my friends who were fans of Hatsune Miku, Persona, and even Sonic the Hedgehog. At the time, we didn't actually know where exactly the event was gonna take place. So for the longest time, I've been asked the same question by everyone that knows that I like Sonic the Hedgehog, which is, will you be attending the Sega Atlus Festival? And honestly, it feels like a call, so of course I want to do it. But then they revealed the location of the event. It is in Moi or Mall of Indonesia, and of course you'd think that's probably a good idea, right? Well, you're wrong. You see, according to my friends who's been going to these events a lot of times in this exact location, well, let's just say it's not the best. Because if this location gets crowded, it gets crowded. And also, it's pretty far. Like, yeah, the main issue is that Mall of Indonesia is actually on the north of Jakarta instead of the central Jakarta, which is making it very harder to be accessible to a lot of people. I mean, even my friends who were going had to cancel because they don't live near there or afraid of getting into traffic, which is, far from North Jakarta, which leaves me with about 3 friends left. And well, even I have second thoughts to be going or not because, well, it's still far from me too. A few weeks before the event, they announced a lot of the event, like limited stock freebies, the special guests, the hosts, the activities, and even booths, and they even held a Sonic Crossworlds tournament. And as someone who played this game before, I have to join, so I did. I registered and I got the email, and I only say one thing about that. I did it. I've been such an unlucky person this whole time, so this must be it. Like, the pity system that I deserve. Like, I can jump with happiness and fly to the sky, and to my surprise, that email wasn't even meant that I got accepted. It just to invite me to a group with the randomly selected people, but that's fine, because it's only like 30 people right now. But as the time goes on, it made it even like higher than 90 plus players, with 21 for each day, which is only like 2 days for 7 February and 8 February, and 7 players for each session. And well, I didn't get in, but unfortunately there were little mishaps, like our questions aren't being answered or some people getting double slots for the tournament until some Singaporean admin steps in and clear everything out in the end. It kinda shows the Indonesians a little unprofessional, but then again, you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, and they do kept updating at approximately 12 at night for some reason. So I hope they get everything sorted out there. Best of luck to them. And then day 1 came, which is 7 February. I couldn't really go by this day, so I patiently patiently waited within the Discord server and for the mall to open and get some price list for the merchandises. Well, I did get the price list. And well, let's just say they aren't really cheap. I mean, t-shirt for a whopping 550,000 rupiah, which is like $30 US. Well, in here, like collaborated t-shirts are like about 100 or 200,000, so it's very expensive. I mean, I know it is official, but it's still very, very expensive. They still have some cool stuff here though, like Yakuza merch looks really cool. I like the map, the badges. Even Persona has some unique keychains, which I really like those. It doesn't seem like being PNGs or character renders and being slapped to a keychain, like Sonic the Hedgehog here. And oh look, at the horizon, Hatsune Miku door hangers, like in the hotels. And unfortunately, the only merch type for colorful stage So shout out to that one diehard fan that I know of who still want to buy it. I mean, you deserve a little more than just door hangers, but you know, respect to you who actually want to buy it. I mean, that was an inside joke, by the way. They're probably watching, or not. Probably not. I don't know. And 11:28 a.m. came, and it's about an hour and 30 minutes after the event started, and well, this is where it gets problematic. Remember what I told you about crowds? Yeah, well, it's crowded, alright. It's really crowded. Especially because there's this thing called Stamp Rally Challenge that requires you to play like all the games and get the stamps, and then you can like do a lucky draw at the night. So yeah, a lot of people want to do that, and those people who are in the merch line who just want merch, they made like 16 steps only in like after like an hour 30 minutes, which is like the whole time since like the event started, and it's already going crazy. My friends who are like survivors of what they call as the alien stage event are like having flashbacks to like the long lines and really crowded places, and to make matters worse, the stocks for the merch are like very limited, where day 1 and 2 aren't even separated. It hasn't even reached day 2. It hasn't even reached half the day yet, and it's like quite a chunk of like the merch is already it's getting sold out too. And like, I mean, I guess shouldn't be surprised with this crowd. And if you think that can't go worse, well, there are no max purchases, so you can just buy everything if you want to. And if you think that can get worse, they written the notes and receipts manually, like by hand, and oh my god. And because of this chaos, my 2 friends decided to not go for day 2. It just isn't worth it. The booths are like crowded, the lines for the merch is also crowded. Yeah, leaving one friend left, and that's when I started taking second thoughts about coming, because I can't really go for long because some personal life stuff coming up, and well, I probably wouldn't even have time for merch as well because lines and all. But well, the day still goes on with various other cool community activities. The event being hosted by Indonesian content creator named Uler, and a bunch of cosplayers, of course, appearing, and some meet and greets too, like Ria, with like people like Miawaug and Lutfi Halimawan, which is like very well known YouTuber in Indonesia. Even Diolo made an appearance, even though I don't think he's a part of the event. He's just there as an influencer. Kinda wish I met him though. There was also a car right outside of Moy, and it's not a neat car. It's a Sonic and Shadow car. It looks really cool with both like red and blue on the same car. It got the Sega on the play, which is again really cool. And I believe this was also shown in the previous event, which was Indonesia Games Expo 2085, I think. Unfortunately though, we didn't see the statues from the Sega Fan Club Indonesia that was like on the same event too. The night came, and then I realized that I still couldn't go to the event very long, but you know what? Even if it's just a little bit, I have to go. Maybe some picture and some footage may be enough. Day 2 arrived, and so I put on my Sonic shirt and set sails forward and goes in anyway, marking my first real life vlog on the channel. Because if I don't, then the title would be clickbait, right? But I'm not alone though, because I got my boy Sonic the Hedgehog with me. Oh, what are you looking at, Sonic? Oh, it's a subscribe button. Oh my god, it's a subscribe button. And so here we are at the Mall of Indonesia. And I quickly rushed to the inside at about 11ish a.m. and well, it wasn't as crowded as yesterday, so I got a good look of the booths, but the lines are still pretty long, especially for Persona and Yakuza booths. There's also Football Manager, Sonic Rumble, Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, and of course Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, Persona 3 and 5, and well, even the merch line is also kinda long as well, with plenty of the items are already sold, even those Miku team hotel door hangers. There was also an added merch apparently instead of free stocks to the event. I didn't see anything, but people say it's from Sonic X Shadow Generation from a previous event, which I would want, but well, nothing's there when I got there, so You can also find a wall of fan arts, and to be honest with you, I did submit my own art, and obviously it didn't get in. And it makes sense because like the selection is so small. I mean, I hope they add more in later events because I have a feeling that there's like hundreds of arts being submitted for this. Anywho, I found my one friend, took a photo and walked around, and then we saw it. The booth of Sonic Racing Crossroads. The line wasn't too long, and we also found Jared or Ghosty Comic, another influencer with a drawn avatar, someone like genuine animation and such. Although I thought there was a cosplayer at first, so sorry bang. And about 5 minutes later, we got a spot and got time to play for like 6 minutes. So, of course, I've played these games before, and my friend is very new to this. So, you know, maybe I kinda go a little easy on him. I picked Silver, and my friend picked Pac-Man, and well, we just choose the Minecraft map, cause why not?
This one? Minecraft. Let's go.
And well, we're off to a lucky start, or really rocky start. Well, I finally managed to secure the first place on the last lap, but then this goddamn forsaken ghost came in, slowed me down, and my buddy Pac-Man guy over here stole the first place, and to my surprise, he actually won. So GG's buddy, everybody comment W Pac-Man in the chat if you see this video this far. After that, we got some Time Rally stickers, and we can get free pins if you wishlist the game. And well, I've already played the game for like 25 hours, so yeah. My friend managed to get Sonic, and well, I was eager to see mine. Maybe I can get Sonic or even Shadow, and well, just, you know, let's just recap, you know. I'm a Sonic fan, wearing a Sonic shirt, going to a Sonic event, bringing a Sonic minifigure, playing a Sonic game. And you know what I got? A sponge decided to be a fry cook for 26 years and doesn't even have a driver's license yet, or ever, and an unemployed starfish in the bag. Sad, but you know, it's still very cool though. I still like SpongeBob, so there's that. We also managed to spot Jared again, or you know, Ghosty Comics.
Jared. Look, it's Jared right there. Yeah.
And well, we take photos with him, and I can't really show you real photos here for privacy reasons, so imagine this as one. Then we go off the event and see a Multito's store for some refreshment. There wasn't anything Sonic, but there were some Miku and others related Sega stuff in there, but they were either gachapon or overpriced statues, so yeah. And so we go back to the event. It gets a little bit crowdy, and well, it was time for me to go, unfortunately. Yeah, I got some personal life stuff calling me, and well, it's apparently more important, and I really wish I could stick around a lot longer though. But fret not, my friends, because Pac-Man guy over here, he wasn't just a Crossroads winner. He's a lifesaver, because he got some extra footage of the event. So again, shout out to you, my guy, and also some Discord people who has shared like various images that will be featured in this video. So you know, after I left, the event gets a bit more crowded with my friends like continued doing this time rally, and it took him roughly 5 hours to complete. And even by then, he didn't even won the lucky draw, which is, you know, a waste of time. Which is why I have like one time rally, and I did not even try to get even more. But the day must go on because Bang Jared, or you know, Ghosty Comic, was actually being today's host for the community activities, and there was also a lot of appearances came in, like more cosplays and influencers such as Kitsune and Afif Yulistian.
Sama sekali belum lihat ya, jadi gua kasih waktu 1 detik untuk lihat. Satu detik ya, cepet banget, cepet banget. Dia spesial. Oke, tapi ada yang lebih spesial. Ini ada ilustrasi kolaborasi dengan anak bangsa kita. Gokil. Ini tuh ilustrator lokal. Kalian lihat ini dari persona berapa? 1. Jago. Ada Pak. Jago. Ini tuh ada Tata. Enggak. 2, 3. Dua tuh ya. Satu, dua, tiga. Oke, pas.
Para poinnya.
Oke, final. 3, 2, 1. Selamat naik ke atas sekarang. Mulai ya. Ikhlas ya. Ya, kita fair and square.
Look, I'm chasing that Sonic. There's just a Sonic walking. Oh my god. There he is again. Big Blue. Oh goodness. What are you doing?
Oke, sekarang masukin berakhir. Keluar. Pendukung Minggu mana suaranya? Hati-hati. Sip punya sip.
And they both got equal finish scores, which is pretty insane to see. And there was also this very random Sonic Rumble tournament on stage. Like they were like choosing random participant where the winner can get this sick exclusive keychain. Although I don't really have the footage because my friend was also participating in that tournament. So yeah, really cool there. I actually really like them having like very unpredictable shows happening on spot. Really cool. And yeah, that's like pretty much all the event. And with that, the event pretty much ends. And man, I wish I was there longer, but you know, it's bound to happen. So you know, it is what it is, man. You know, it's life. So maybe another year, another time, maybe. So in conclusion, it was a pretty good event all around. And I mean, who isn't happy to see their beloved Sega IP to come to Indonesia with official merch and freebies and many other fun activities and meetups with cosplay and influencers. But of course, Sega has underestimated their Indonesian fans. So maybe if Sega, if you see this, please make a much larger event on a much larger scale than Moy. Like somewhere in central Jakarta, maybe like Gandaria City that has like put good events before, I think, and it is pretty accessible to most people because it is in central Jakarta. And I also hope they have larger stocks and maybe differentiate between the days and maybe max purchase and better receipt management. But you know, what do you, the viewers, think it is? If I miss anything, you can tell me down below. Other than that, if you like this content, please tell me down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It'll make my day. Other than that, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.